President Trump has yet to fill many key positions in his administration, especially when it comes to the Office of Science and Technology Policy. The office has never gone this long without a leader or official mandate, and there's no indication that Mr. Trump has any plans to fill its many vacancies. White House reporter Jacqueline Alemany is traveling with the president in Palm Beach, Florida. Hey, Jackie, thank you so much for being with us. Now, Jackie,
hey,
you did some fantastic reporting for the website. You did a deep dive into what's going on with this office. So can you explain to us what is the, quote, OSTP? What does it do, and what sort of impact do these absences have on policy?
Yes, so in the Obama administration, the Science Office, the colloquial term for the Office of Science and Technology Policy, had a seat at every table at the highest levels of government, informing President Obama on policy-making decisions on everything from the budget to the Department of Education to climate change. But under the Trump administration, this office has essentially become a ghost town. The office has gone from a buzzing 145-person staff under President Obama to a 45-person staff under President Trump. And as you said, this is the longest period of time in history since the office was created 41 years ago that the office has gone unstaffed without any senior leadership and no official mandate. There is a de facto leader of the office, this guy named Michael Kratsios, who's serving as the Deputy Chief Technology Officer. But Michael Kratsios used to work for Peter Thiel, a Trump supporter who is a tech investor and has no experience in science and has a background in investment banking. The majority of staffers in this office as well do not have a science background. So the status of this office, the fact that the Trump administration has gone 9 months without a science advisor, is really an emblem of what the devalue that the Trump administration has put on prioritizing science when it comes to making big decisions.
We know that President Trump has long supported minimizing the government, cutting spending. It looks like here maybe that's 90 fewer jobs. Do you think this is something that could appeal to his supporters, and perhaps that's why he's not filling these vacant jobs?
We really have no idea. I asked the White House, and they essentially shrugged when asked about what the holdup is on appointing any senior leadership to these jobs. And remember, these senior leadership jobs are Senate-confirmed positions. So, you know, when I pressed on why they haven't put any names forward, one White House staffer told me that they're not even sure that President Trump is going to nominate a chief technology officer at all, explaining that in past administrations, the deputy chief technology officer has filled in for the chief technology officer. But we know this to be an inaccurate claim because this CTO position was created under President Obama, and he nominated a Senate-confirmed position right away. On the opposite spectrum of this, you know, we've also heard President Trump say himself, when pressed on staffing vacancies, that he is the only person that matters when it comes to policy-making decisions. So it could just be that he doesn't think that having a science advisor really matters. But then lastly, you know, I talked to the former OSTP director and senior science advisor to President Obama, Dr. John Holdren, who's now at Harvard running the science department there. And he says that very simply that Trump is a science and technology repellent. So it is very possible that this office is having a really difficult time to find someone to fill this position who could withstand Senate scrutiny.
We've been doing a lot of reporting on this, Jackie. What are people on Capitol Hill saying? Is there any movement on Capitol Hill to change what's going on here?
Well, only time will tell, but a number of Democratic senators like Senator Cory Booker, New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan, and Delaware Senator Chris Coons came out to urge the president to fill these very important science positions. Senator Hassan came out with a letter outlining the situation to President Trump on Monday, and I actually just want to read a passage from it because I think it explains the role and the importance of the role of the office very well. She writes, in previous administrations, OSTP was central to disaster mitigation efforts, including hurricanes. But when Hurricane Irma, Harvey, and Maria struck the U.S., OSTP lacked key senior leaders. So these calls, though, have gone unanswered by the White House so far.
That's interesting. You wouldn't necessarily think of the Office of Science and Technology as helping during a hurricane, but that's some great reporting. Thank you so much, Jackie Alemany.